Superintendent.
It looks like it,
Why are we out of order?
yeah, I don't know, it just happened, actually.
Let me move that.
Yes, it wasn't like
Yeah,
that.
it wasn't like that.
I'm fixing it. Okay.
Administrative reports,
Okay.
that's me. Got a couple of things. First and foremost, it's School Board Appreciation Month. So that's why Trent and I are cheap, so we decided to give you a Christmas gift, so it doubles the School Board Appreciation, saves on one gift.
That's cool.
Yeah, we learned that because Danielle's birthday's on Christmas, so we thought. But I do, in all sincerity, thank you. I posted a thank you to you folks on Twitter. But I've now been in this business going on 33 years. And I can tell you that never have I worked with a group, and this is how I describe you. The only agenda that our board has is providing the greatest experience and opportunities for kids. And it's been a refreshing 8 years, and Trent and I really appreciate we're working for each and every one of you, and we just want to say thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Job well done.
Thank you.
Then the second award, as you know, we're a member of the Coalition of Rural Appalachian Schools. It's called CHORUS for short. And it started as an advocacy group, primarily around lack of equity in school funding. But now it's just became so much more. It's been a great organization, great support, great professional development. But the last several years, we've given out different awards through the year. Tomorrow, there'll be a virtual ceremony that State Superintendent will speak at, but this year it's about the Hero Award. And the reason for the Hero Award, there's been so many people since last March due to COVID who stepped up to basically serve and deliver in a variety of ways that we've never thought of before. And quite frankly, we're really fortunate. This award could have went to any number of people. Any number of people. You know, if you think about the number of PPE our people designed, manufactured, produced, delivered, how we delivered homework, you think of our drivers, you think of the food service, there's just a whole host of people. But you have to pick one. And when you really try to look down that long, good list, and you think of one, we could not go past Lorraine Halliday. Fantastic. I know how you like praise. I know how comfortable you are with praise. But, you know,
I hit the button. It's came back.
taking over the food service management program alone was a big deal. And Lorraine did a great job and has done a great job, continues to do a great job. But then realizing we're gonna make 1,000 meals a day, box it up in a variety of ways, get it on a bus in a variety. A matter of fact, I'm gonna take this back. I forgot about you spilling the milk. But that's just been crazy. And then we went into a situation, hey, we can serve kids all summer long. And actually, it was Lorraine that was keeping us posted of those opportunities. It was Lorraine that had those ideas, hey, we can do this, we can do that. Instead of looking to ways to avoid, she was looking for ways and continued to look for ways to serve. And then basically the summer culminated in her and Donna working pretty much as a two-person team at the fairgrounds, getting that done. And just, I could go on and on. But I thought no one more deserving of the CHORUS Hero Award than Lorraine. So congratulations.
I'm very honored, and first, you guys don't know how good a district you are when you compare yourself to some other districts. I'm new in food service in that aspect, but just my experience with my kids, and it's like, you guys really are a step above. Nutrition group gives me all the resources and education that I need to try to put forward, and their support helped me with that, and that helps me act like a more. So I'm truly appreciated that
Well, at the end of the day, you're a worker, but you just get it done, whatever it is. I mean, you
I'd
get
be
it
at
done.
home if I didn't.
And let's get a picture.
At least he takes care of
Yes,
us.
absolutely.
Amen.
And I can't say, I can't talk. I gotta give my coach credit too. They're just, everyone's got little problems, but you work through it and they're all workers.
You want that?
There's not one slacker we got. They make my job easier.
Well, I don't think we'd be letting the cat out of the bag that, on the food service side, the admin team decided to list the entire food service department as an IT award winner, just because of all the things they've, just been a fantastic group. So let me tell you, good leadership matters.
Mhm.
And you found a way to bring out the best in everyone over there, and it's really making a huge difference, so. You want us back there or here?
Back there.
Just like the NBA, like we're signing. Sorry, my hair is a mess. I had a wreck today.
You want your ice bag?
I'm feeling wrecked.
I'm shaking the camera. Wow. Love it. Thank you, Lorraine.
Great member of our team.
Great job.
Hey, sort of plastic this year.
Yeah, I mean, how did this happen? Really, I'm starting to think back. We spilled the milk twice. We served freaking plastic to kids.
Hey, no limit up, right? She had the most growth.
I'm gonna change that. That's most improved. Thanks, Lorraine.
You're still up to.
I think that's out of order still.
I got treasures.
Yeah, hit F5 to refresh your
See,
screen.
there's your F function, Ed. We
We
don't
ain't
have,
got enough fun.
we don't have an F function.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how to refresh on the Chromebooks.
It'll be all right.
And treasury report.
Okay, I am eliminating the minutes of the last meeting. We'll approve those at our next meeting, because I didn't have time to get those done. And I also didn't have time for the regular financial reports, but I did have the disbursements attached there for your, viewing pleasure. And, I fielded a couple questions earlier, but if nobody has any questions, we'll go ahead and approve the list of checks. And then next month, we'll approve the full-fledged financial report.
Motion. Second. Who said that? Lori.
Carpenter?
Yes.
McElroy?
Yes.
Archer?
Yes.
Stoutsbury?
Yes.
McKee?
Yes. Now you go.
Personnel matters. Ask your approval of the following. You can see a couple of substitute recommendations. We're happy to be continuing to add to that list. That's really going to be important. Gretchen Perez as a homebound tutor for the remainder of this year. You see resignations for Tyler and Philip. Philip is actually resigning as esports coach, so we can hire Aiden for the second half of the season. You'll see recommendation for Aiden follows. And Tyler's resigning his contract as baseball coach because he's going to divide his pay among multiple assistant coaches, so we can have some more help. Right now it's early, but we're anticipating 30 plus out for baseball, so it's good to see some people out to help, and wow, should be started soon. Well, I mean, that's the plan. I just don't know how that, yeah.
We're gonna have two teams, then one's on quarantine, the other can still play.
I like that.
You see Colleen's coming back with junior high track, so spring is literally right around the corner.
Yeah.
Question, comments? Motion,
Motion.
Archer, second.
Second.
Stoutsbury?
Archer?
Yes.
Stoutsbury?
Yes.
Carpenter?
Yes.
McElroy?
Yes.
McKee?
Yes.
Under business matters, most all of those things there are typical and annual needs for approval. Ohio Educational Policy Institute, membership to the OHSAA, mileage rate to coincide with the IRS rate.
I attached it. It's not,
Oh.
it's 56. 56. It's down a cent and a half.
Minimum wage, and then the only building use is pending baseball camp to be determined at some point later.
Carpenter, second.
Second.
Is that Archer?
Carpenter,
Yes.
Archer,
Yes.
McElroy, Stottsbury,
Yes.
McKee.
Yes.
And item 4.3 is the extension of the MOU regarding COVID leave. It's pretty much the same. However, I think it's important for you to know that the federal extension of those first 10 days of COVID leave has been removed. But we still, and Trent and I discussed it, we still believe you're asymptomatic and you're quarantined as a result of close contact at work, we should still continue to provide you the leave that we discussed earlier in the year.
And just for informational purposes, those strict criteria, we actually had no one who fell under those, who met that criteria the first half or second half of the year last
All
year.
of the- Right. No one met it, but so we just feel like it's good practice to continue that.
But if you would, it would be very,
Oh, absolutely.
necessary.
Any other questions? Motion? McElroy, second. Carpenter.
McElroy?
Yes.
Carpenter?
Yes.
Archer?
Yes.
Stottsbury?
Yes.
McKee?
Yes.
Before we move on, I just would be remiss too if I didn't let you know that you talk about a world changer, the world that Jenny Dudley operates in and payroll and tracking all this. I'm going to share some data with you so you kind of get a grasp of the 500 plus incidents that they've dealt with and trying to track and who's able to work from home, who's not, how many days. It's just, nothing's ever the same. So they've done a great job of tracking that, and serving the district.
You done, Dave?
Yes.
Now we're down to 5.1 vocational information. Lucy probably ain't got that yet.
No, I didn't get anything.
I see construction started.
Yeah, they've got farm construction started. They've also, so there was a couple things that came up this summer that, quite frankly, no one was really aware of. And one was the creation of the farm there at the Buffalo campus. And then the other is an exercise science sport management program that's going to open up in a new $9 or $10 million facility at the Zanesville campus. And it's under construction, and both of those programs are scheduled to start the school, next fall.
We've got a lot of work to do before we find what that big. Anybody got anything on legislative?
No.
Pretty much if you read back to the flash, that pretty much tells you the story. Trendon, you got anything you need to put in there?
I just had that the Auditor of State's office is still performing our financial audit. LGS is still performing our gap compilation, and our MSP audit is done, and it was very favorable results. There were no adjustments, and we're due back. I was going to type in the exact dollar figure, but it's around 25,000. I'll go back in later and update that number so you'll have the exact amount. But now keep in mind that's for the period July 1, 18 through June 30, 19. So.
Cut off?
Yep.
Dan, you got any information?
Yeah, I've got a few things. recent grants that we've received, obviously, I know you're aware of the Farm Bureau grant, $45,000. Got that fund up and running, things getting ready to start it there. The most recent one we received was a $70,000 grant through Philanthropy Ohio that we're going to work in collaboration with both Warren Local and Frontier, building bridges to careers, and we're going to begin implementing what's called Strength Finders 2.0. I don't know if any of you have ever had to read or go through Strength Finders in your place of work, but it was the best-selling novel or book for a number of years. It's a great program, but basically it takes you through a series of assessments, readings, classes to really discover what your strengths are. And one of the things that we're talking to our staff about is we want to know kids not only by name, but we also want to know them by strength and by pathway. We want to be able to identify it. We're talking about, let's focus, what if we spent a little more time focusing on what's right with things rather than always what's wrong with things, and recognizing and acknowledging those strengths that kids have. So I think that's going to be a nice addition. So we have a couple of things I want to add there. We really have, by the time a kid graduates here, we have a portfolio of student feedback and things that bring a future employer to know more about the kid. We have Strength Finders soon to come. We have the OSHA 10. We have Lean Six Sigma. We have the 3R rubric. We have, I'm screw a blank. We do the student experience survey. The student experience survey measures hope, sense of belonging, engagement, and 21st century skill readiness. We have all these pieces of data that are coming to us about these kids that we're not only able to use that information to help guide them, but we're also able to help them make future decisions and let people know about our kids. And we're going to do this with starting off with our staff and administration, and then we're going to go on to students. But that work will be taking place this spring. I think it's kudos to our district that there are now grantors that are calling us to say, we would like for you to be part of this project. We'd like to include you guys. Philanthropy Ohio is just one such example. Jim Mahoney is the one that's kind of working to facilitate that with some other grants that are underway, or if not underway, soon to be underway. One would be the Appalachian Region Commission Power Grant. We'll be applying for a $1.5 million construction grant focused on the Green Acres Farm Complex. We also are getting organized and ready for the end of the month for the Buckeye Hills Regional Council for a $250,000 grant that will help provide equipment and supplies necessary also at the farm. So we're really hopeful. There's countless other grants that we're trying to get aligned to and get started. The big thing is having a strategy, because we don't have a grant writer, and it's really important that we look at these. We're very strategic on who's going to be responsible, who's the best suited to do each part of these, but it's quite extensive. The ARC grant, the power grant of $1.5 million, will actually talk to the construction consultant that looks at those construction grants. He's located in Tennessee. So we're hopeful. We're going to give it our best shot, because we think any of those things that we can do can just further help us sustain what we want to do for kids longer in the district. So it should be interesting. We've involved representatives of both of those groups in our Business Advisory Council. They're very familiar with what we're doing, why we're doing, the link to future employment. Ohio Farm Bureau is going to be a big part of that. There's just a lot of data that needs to be collected, but the link between future employment opportunities is going to be key. So, and the last thing I have is under the COVID update. I just thought I would give you kind of a historical brief couple statistics. To date, we've had a total of 539 incidences of quarantine amongst both staff and students. To date, we've had 18 positive staff cases and 33 positive student cases. Currently, we have 3 positive staff members at the elementary school and 2 staff members quarantined at the elementary school. We currently have 3 student positives at the elementary school with a total of 21 students quarantined. Vaccination signups have began. Recently completed a survey with the Ohio Department of Education. Right now, we have about 55% of our staff that have already indicated they want and plan to get the vaccine, and we expect those vaccinations to begin first of May. So I have.
Got a question for you. Have you reached out to anybody as far as? Thank you. Especially this big, I'm sure they can come in.
We've talked about who might be out there that would be willing and able to assist us, but we haven't thought about any grants, any grant writers per se. I wasn't aware of the groups like that. I'm aware of like Wendy Brewer that writes grants on behalf of Grad College in Washington State, but I'm not. Let me know.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Because I mean, the strategy leading up to it's what we just have to know, because it's going to be a time crunch, and they're all going to be pretty expensive. We just have to see what's feasible. But it is a big undertaking.
Somebody might help that Gwen Stewart. She's pretty good on some of this stuff.
So, and just so you know, because the Business Advisory Council, Gwen's a part of, and Gwen is a huge asset. The county's also writing an ARC grant, and it's all about broadband. So Gwen was a little concerned, rightfully so. She mentioned that we ought to talk because we don't want to compete against each other in the county. So the lady from ARC was part of that conversation. She reached out to me, said that there really wouldn't be a need why we shouldn't apply for both, because we're two completely different funds of money and we won't be in competition with each other. And I really think that our goals are really resonating with people. I think it's different. It's a different approach. And one of the things that we talked about last week, they've actually been calling us. Are we okay? Are we still interested? But one of the things that we're trying to really pass on to them is we're not just preparing kids for ag careers, but we're using agriculture as a means to teach transferable skills and prepare kids for any pathway. Because the things they're going to be able to be involved with, whether that's on the business side, the equipment machinery side, just a lot of things. So it's really, the concepts on a large level are tying together really, really well. Our partnership with Zane State's also going to be critical, and that's a very strong relationship. We feel like that's another good feather in our cap. So we feel like we're aligned. We feel like we have the ability. Writing them, it's going to be difficult. Now, you did mention, I did not mention it. This is why we contract with Beta Consulting. So they're working with us. I've indicated to Dustin that we're going to need him to be a lot more aggressive on the writing side, more so than the facilitating side. I will say this, we would not have made the contacts and developed the relationships that we have with these funding groups had it not been for Dustin. Dustin made the introduction, he sets up the meetings, he really keeps things moving forward. So I'm cautiously optimistic that it's going to be very competitive. I like that. Yes. That's it.
We covered all the boxes.
Dan, could you tell me the name of the Appalachian one again?
ARC is Appalachian Regional Commission, and that's specifically what they refer to as a power grant.
You got the money, you got the power.
Okay, I'll now accept the motion to enter into executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official. Details relative to the security arrangements and other matters required to be kept confidential by federal law or regulations of state statute. Motion, Archer, second. Schlesberg.
Lorraine, thank you again.
We were just getting her phone for dinner.
We help parents walk.
Now, did y'all hear from the mayor?